So look at this. Pavarotti died here. Our guy was a Juventus supporter. But Diego. Oh, look at the clothes, man. Look at the hats. He has more hats than us. Look at the flipping bathroom, man. Sauna. I mean, it's huge. I know people who live in smaller spaces than this, with their families. This is where he would weigh himself. Let's not touch that subject. So look at that, besides Juve, Flamengo, and Modena. So this is essentially the place where he lived his final years. Pavarotti would hold to the handkerchief against nervousness, against stress. And another interesting thing is that he would give lessons for free, the same way that he received lessons when he was young. This is where geniuses used to relax, isn't it? I mean, you have to love personal items, man. Look at this Nokia. And the shirt. Check this out. This is where Luciano would make his cafe macchiato, I guess, every morning. I used to live across the street from the opera of Bucharest for more than 3 years, actually. Which for me, as a young student, was an important feature because I would go every other Friday to catch an opera. Lucia di Lammermoor, I haven't seen Madame Butterfly. I used to love Madame Butterfly, man. I think I've seen this 5 or 6 times during the years in Bucharest. Capulet Montecchi, yes. La Favorita, Trovatore, yes. Tosca, bloody hell, man. Oh, look at us. We look great, don't we? Hopefully. What's regretful, though, is that since my Bucharest years, I haven't been to the flipping opera. Anywhere. Pavarotti brought the opera outside of the opera houses, and that is important, plus everything that we know that actually works. Collaborations, bringing everything out there, He was a cool guy. Let me show you this. This is Sassuolo, and behind me is the Enzo Ricci Stadium of Sassuolo, the home ground of this team. Now, those of you who have been paying attention slightly in what's happening in Italy in the last 20 years or so know where I'm going with this. Sassuolo is a team that have not played a home game in their hometown since 2008. Imagine this is your team, right? 18 years you haven't played here in this flipping stadium. Like, what the fuck? Really? Surely the owners of the team must hate you, right? Incredible. Now let's talk. Last year we made a video about Napoli and we gave it the title, "The City and the Team Italy Loves to Hate." Now, this could very well be true about Napoli, both the city and the team. I'm not entirely sure it's the case about Sassuolo. Sassuolo is property of Mapei. We talked about it when we were back in Reggio Emilia. Are you seeing this, man? Look at Sassuolo and its beauties. Proud Italians, yes, exactly. Let me narrate to you what I've been doing in the last couple of days. So first of all, we did attend the game between Sassuolo and Inter, and it was a massacre. 5-0 for Inter. Can you believe that? That was a walk in the park, sort of. On the other hand, kudos to Sassuolo that they couldn't be bothered and play defense. They faced Inter in an equal base and got punished. Flipping hell, man, look at Sassuolo treating our eyes. What is this? Che meraviglia questo Sassuolo, no?
Sono le uniche meraviglie nostre sono queste, poi per il resto lasci perdere.
What a place! So I understood from that guy that this was actually used by the old dukes and princes and rulers of Sassuolo for spectacles. It has the form of a church, but it's not a church. Can you believe that the flipping dukes were organizing water spectacles in that thing, man? This is the palace, I presume. It looks like a palace, doesn't it? So here's the thing, right? Sassuolo played against Inter in Reggio Emilia. Mapei bought that stadium, as we all know by now, from the city hall of Reggio Emilia, an act that caused paranoia and hysterics to the Reggiana supporters. And in good measure, I mean, how on earth you, as the city hall of a city, you sell your stadium, the stadium of your team, to a flipping company that owns another team, which should be playing 22 kilometers away in a little town like this one, with its merits, but still, this is not Reggio Emilia, this is Sassuolo. On top of that, they remove absolutely everything that has anything to do with Reggiana. I mean, they removed the Granata color from the stadium and they replaced it with the blue, which is the typical color of the Italian national team. In the Inter game, I noticed that they have some spectacular light shows. When Sassuolo play, it's green. When Reggiana plays, red. Of course, it's very difficult to mimic the Bordeaux, right? So it's red, what the fuck. It's similar. Now, the thing with Sassuolo is that they started playing away from home, their home games, in the period 2008 till 2013. They played in Modena. To be fair, Modena is a lot closer than Reggio Emilia. That being said, the local Modenese also did not really like the presence of Sassuolo in their ground. What a thing, man. I truly believe that the owners of Sassuolo, they don't give a shit about the fans of their team. It doesn't make sense otherwise. I mean, there is a certain connection between the team and the city. It's a matter of identity, right? The team represents the city, it represents the local communities, the relationships between the members of the communities. It's an entire net of representations that goes very deep. And with this action, with Mapei buying that stadium from Reggio, the local team, Reggiana, which is a bigger team than Sassuolo, I mean, no offense to Sassuolo, but Reggiana is bigger, allowing them to use it. I mean, this is offensive, I'm not gonna lie. And at the same time, taking the local team, Sassuolo, away from their town. Like, who does that? Who in their right minds does that? So what would be the easy solution? Potentially more expensive, but still. Build a bloody new stadium, man. Here in the neighborhood, I mean, not 25 kilometers and around 30 roundabouts further away. On a different train of thought, I really wanted to experience the local stadium. So I had a look online and I noticed that there was this game for the women's championship. So Sassuolo were playing here at the Enzo Ricci Stadium you saw earlier against Parma. I was expecting a little bit more active presence by the Sassuolo Ultras. There was the group Sassol, which is, it's actually Sassuolo in the local dialect, but I think I heard them twice in the whole game. On the other hand, the ones that I did hear were the 10 Parma supporters that were present. I mean, these people, man, they had a group, an ultra group for their women team, the Wanderers. So there was this guy with a megaphone, his kid was playing the drum. That was phenomenal, man. And they were almost continuously supporting Parma, away, Parma women. So yeah, to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from Sassuolo in that regard, because this is their chance to see their team in their hometown, you know? Look at this, in loving memory of Sassoleso Partigiano. Rest in peace. We go back to 2013, right? The game is Sassuolo against Chievo Verona. And in that game, the Ultras of Sassuolo are joined by a large group of supporters of Reggiana. So you have the Curva Sud at the Mapei Stadium, the Reggio Emilia Stadium, and for the first quarter, I think, both Sassuolo fans and Reggiana fans were on the stand protesting on the situation. I mean, the Reggiana supporters were shouting, "Go away, this is not your city." And the Sassuolo supporters were shouting, "We want to go away, this is not our city." Kudos for an action like this. And returning to the game against Inter, I also noticed a couple of things that I appreciated. For example, they exposed a banner about Stefano Furlan. Stefano Furlan is a well-known supporter of Triestina. The curva of the Ultras of Triestina got named after him, who was murdered by the police while he was not participating in any kind of incident. So Sassuolo Ultras remembered Furlan, and they also exposed this banner against the B teams, which is yet another issue that we should talk about. I mean, when I was in Catania and I was having a look at that league table, have a look at it, right? And tell me what you notice, what doesn't fit there. It's flipping Atalanta B. Why on earth does a team from Bergamo, I mean norther than Milan, participate in Serie C in a group that is essentially Sicily in the south, right? I mean, some things are crazy, man. Now, probably we will need to make a different video for this, but I will just mention one thing. The Ultras are complaining about the B teams because they take the space and place of traditional teams. for the simple reason that the big teams have money. The traditional ones don't have money and they usually go bankrupt. A prime example is Taranto, one that comes to mind sort of immediately. But not only Taranto, I mean, there are a lot of examples. On top of that, so Inter is winning, right? The score is 4-0. A big part of the stand of the Ultras, where the Sassuolo Ultras are, gets empty. Except from that hardcore, from the small group of, I don't know, 100, 200 people who make the trip from Sassuolo to Reggio every time they play at home and support the team. They stay, they sing, kudos to them. Inter is a big team with large support. About 70% of the stadium supported Inter in that game. It was incredible for me to see all of them jumping up and down, singing Chi non salta milanista na na na. While at the same time, I have the knowledge that they are punished by the observatory. So it's incredible, right? So an idiot from the Inter stand decides to throw a firebomb to the goalkeeper of Cremonese last week. This happened last week. The observatory punishes Inter to play without ultras, and Sassuolo opened the stand for everybody except from the residents of Lombardy. I don't mind at all the presence of Inter supporters, but I compare it to the previous game that we watched in that stadium, Reggiana against Juve Stabia. Reggiana completely closed that sector. I mean, they didn't even allow it for non-Campania residents who would eventually want to support Juve Stabia, you know. Yeah, this is weird. And what's also weird, since we are on the matter, so an Inter Ultra throws this firebomb extremely close to the goalkeeper. I mean, he risks injuring a football player, right? And this is the punishment, while Juve Stabia get punished for the rest of the season. They are not allowed to bring visiting fans. When the incidents that happened concerning Juve Stabia happened away from the stadium. I mean, no football player was in danger, you know? They fought with Pescara, that's that. Wow. Let's admire this tree while I continue the narration. As for me, while I was sitting on that stand, having paid that ridiculous ticket, I was thinking, okay, why on earth is someone like me not allowed to buy a ticket in the curva? The curva was, at least 20% of it was empty. And the reason is, I mean, Sassuolo does not sell tickets to anybody who doesn't have the Fidelity card. And if you think about making the Fidelity card in order to buy a ticket there, still they don't sell anything to you because they demand the Fidelity card to be from last summer. And my final point concerning the Inter game, before I show you some of the footage. So we are in the 85th minute. The score is already funny. And the Inter supporters, the non-ultras Inter supporters, are mute. I mean, they are sitting there waiting for the end. On the other hand, the Sassuolo ultras are not mute. They continue, even if in a stand that is 80% empty by now. Right, so there are quite a lot of people with Inter stuff. Yeah, probably it's no danger, right? I hear ole ole ole, Inter, Inter. I don't understand anything, man. Wasn't the visitors sector supposed to be closed? Were we really so much misinformed?
So yeah, the thing is open only for the people who have the fidelity card of Inter and are not residents of Milan or Lombardy.
Now the ultra group that raised these banners on Stefano Furlan and against the B squads is an interesting little group from Sassuolo, which use the name, not the name, they use the phrase on the coat of arms of the city, sic ex murice gemme, that's Latin, and it means that the gems come out of the stone. This one, look at this, Semg. We have talked about some weird stories on this channel, man, but so the Sassuolo story is, in my opinion, up there, you know. Probably it's not as weird as the story of Steaua. I mean, the team that keeps winning the league in the Romanian second division but doesn't have the right to promote. That is the wildest of them all. But Sassuolo not playing at home since 2008 is right up there, believe me on that. Also, I did some research on Sassuolo Ultras in the past. First of all, they are right wing, which is, yeah, what a surprise, right? Nowadays. They have a couple of interesting friendships. They are friends with Piacenza, which is another city close by, and also friends with Pescara. We didn't see them, we see the team the other day play against Cesena, and they detest Carpi. As you have seen from the writings on the wall, Carpi, that's Carpi, right? Not Capri. Don't confuse them. Carpi is yet another small town here in the area. On top of everything, back in the day, but in the good old days that they were still playing here in the Enzo Ricci Stadium, two of their groups had a fight. I mean, they had internal conflict, man, which did not end up good, you know? I mean, there were proper fights, proper brawls. Surely we couldn't leave the area without paying a visit to the establishment honoring the designer of probably the most famous automobile of our times. Let's have a look. Officina Meccanica Alfredo Ferrari. Wow. Look at this thing, man. Look what's inside here, man. So let's see, this is, Gilles Villeneuve. I think we saw his name also at Lingotto, didn't we? 1981. This car is almost as old as I am. While we were at Lingotto, I think I have told you that I'm a big Formula One aficionado, haven't I? Check this out, 1990. Alain Prost, Nigel Mansell up there, both were driving this car. So check this out, right? These are some very impressive cars here, but yours truly is only here for the Formula One, you know? This car looks funny, if you ask me. And the only thing I can make an exception are these older cars, you know, full of character. This is where we were before, with the expo of all those cars, and this is where we are now. Which at some point looked like this. Enzo Ferrari was born here. So check this out, this is Maserati. Maserati is next door, like, literally. Many major supercar companies are in the area, you know. Pagani is here, Lamborghini. So I figured, since I'm in the area, why not come and visit good old Enzo's birthplace. Now, if I'm honest, it's kind of underwhelming. Me and you have experience of absolutely great car museums, right? I mean, we have been to Lingotto and we have been to the other museum of Torino, the automobile museum. Those two were up there. This one, yeah. There is another Ferrari museum in Maranello. Maranello is a small town very close to here. So let's drive there. And also in Maranello is the factory of Ferrari, which according to the internet offers a bus tour, which is a total scam. I mean, just read the comments on Google, you know, you don't need me to tell you if it's good or not. I'm not going to do that. But I do want to see the museum, so let's go. So, despite the fact that I always loved Formula One ever since I was a kid, I mean, I remember how devastated I was when Senna died. I never supported a team. I would always support drivers. The first driver that I got accustomed to was Senna, hence the devastation upon his death. I remember I never liked Schumacher for one reason or another. And for the same reasons, I don't like Verstappen. Although I do consider Verstappen to be probably the best driver I have ever seen in my life, despite his dark arts and the way he does certain things. And I consider it a stain to Verstappen's legacy, that first championship he won. I mean, the way he won it. And also, I found Hamilton's move from Mercedes to, sorry about that, let's change shift gear, to Ferrari, hilarious. I mean, if there is one team that constantly sabotages their drivers, it's Ferrari. I mean, the way they approach things is, yeah. On the other hand, Ferrari has probably the most loyal support in terms of team, people supporting a team, and not drivers. Check out Maranello, man. So is this the place where Sir Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc go to work every day? This area here screams Ferrari. Like, I mean, look at that. So check this out, live the dream. And they have a caged Formula One car. Look at this one. And look at the thing, man, it's so funny. It's a perfect representation of how Ferrari sabotage their drivers. Okay, let's get in. So I'm telling you, man, this is a very cool place. Look at the flipping spare tire, man. This is it, isn't it? This is our place. Now, from what we've seen here, I don't recommend the Enzo Ferrari thing. I think they wanted to do something to attract some sort of tourists in Modena, but this is the place. I mean, if you want to get a specific feeling, this is the place, right here in Maranello.